This is Jason Dunn. We're at CES, and I'll just get you to, oh, we have some live action over to the left. I'll just get you to introduce yourself, and if you can just tell me just a little bit about your company and the core technology. So we already talked about this off camera, but I really want people to understand what makes your product interesting and special.
Right, yeah, so I'm Kirt Bailey. I am the CEO and president of Celio Corporation. And let me tell you a little bit about the REDFLY device. So the product that we're actually announcing looks a lot like an ultra-mobile PC, 6x9x1, weighs about 2 pounds. Has an 8-inch LCD panel in it. You can see the keyboard, so you can actually use both hands to type and a touchpad. And the uniqueness of our device, and what we've really tried to do, is make the smartphone so it's much more productive. So we give you a larger work experience or workspace for your smartphone.
Right.
And the way we've architected that is also unique in that we're not duplicating the resources that exist on the smartphone. We don't have a processor, we don't have an operating system. All of that is being used. The processor and the operating system, the communication subsystem, the applications, the data all reside on the smartphone, and those are the resources that we use. We just efficiently pass that information over to the REDFLY and give, again, a better experience because you have a large viewing area, a larger keyboard, so you don't have to thumb type or try and scroll on a very, very small screen.
Right, right. So, can you tell me a little bit about the hardware in terms of, so there's no operating system, so we essentially have some sort of probably a hardware video compressor or something to deal with the video. You have a keyboard, a battery. Are there any other coprocessors or anything else inside?
Yeah, so what we have is we have a video engine or a video processor, if you will, that is essentially taking that information that we're sending over from the smartphone and decoding that.
Okay.
We do have 2 USB ports on the back, so I can attach USB devices like a thumb drive. I've even attached a 10-pad key on it, even lights, etc., hubs, onto the USB. We also have a VGA connection so that you can do a PowerPoint presentation over an in-focus device.
Okay.
Battery life.
Sorry, I was just going to ask you about the VGA ports. If you can hold that up just a little bit higher and let people see that. There we go. So the USB ports, those are directly passed through to the device. So whatever Windows Mobile supports in terms of drivers or devices, it will be supported. But there's no drivers or special secret sauce in terms of things that are on that device. Correct?
So what we're doing is we're enabling those devices like a thumb drive. The way we're passing that over, it actually shows up as a device on your Windows Mobile phone as well.
Right.
And so now you can take a file off of that thumb drive and put it on your phone if you desire, or if I'm running, let's say, an Excel spreadsheet or a PowerPoint presentation, I can bring up the application on the smartphone, but of course bring up the data from the thumb drive.
Okay, okay. And so there's also a VGA out port there. What sort of resolutions does that support?
Yeah, the resolution on the same resolution is on the screen, which is 800 by 480.
Okay, so 800 by 480 for presentations. Okay, and you were going to talk about the battery life, which is a very interesting.
Life, very good. It's actually 8 hours, and we connect via one of 2 ways. Via USB connection, and we call that our flight mode. So when you're on a flight, of course you can't have wireless connectivity.
Sure.
So you can connect via USB cable. But the unique thing we do there is we also charge the phone as you're connected via USB. So when you get off the airplane, you don't have a dead phone. And then the other way you can connect is via Bluetooth. And so we can have a wireless connection as well.
And so Bluetooth has the data rate to support the same quality of video and refresh?
Yeah, actually it does, with the exception of one thing. If you're actually downloading a video, let's say off of CNN or something like that, there we don't quite have enough bandwidth to support that as we do on the USB connection. But other than that, if you're doing email, if you're doing any of the applications, it's actually very, very good and very, very similar to the USB speeds.
Interesting. Okay, we'll definitely have to look at that demo later. The battery, how many milliamps? Is it removable? Like, what are the...
So it is not removable.
Okay, so it's built in.
Yeah, it's 4,500... What is it? 9,000 milliamps.
It's 9,000 milliamps. Wow, okay. So obviously battery life is a huge important factor for you guys because I don't even own a laptop that has a 9,000 milliamp battery. So that's obviously what gives you guys the 8 hours of battery life. So that was a big...
That, and also, again, the power that we're requiring is very, very negligible on our chipset.
Okay.
And the reason we did that is we wanted people to have the experience where they didn't have to plug in, either their phone nor the device during the day. So you can charge it, and then throughout the day, as you can see, I'm going without a connector or connection.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about the battery life, I've been a Windows Mobile user going back to the 1997 when the Philips Velo 1 clamshell kind of first came out. So I go way back. And for years and years, I use my Windows Mobile device, as my media player to listen to music and etc. But one of the big problems was that when you have a multi-use device, if you listen to music for a few hours, all of a sudden your phone's dead. And so that actually forced me to switch back to using a dedicated MP3 player. Right. But with a device like this, you have enough battery life to last you the whole day doing almost anything.
Exactly.
Because the battery life in the devices have improved, and when you add on 8 hours of juice from there, it works. Now, does it also recharge the phone if the device is in like a suspend state?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do that.
And does this have a true kind of off mode, or when there's nothing connected to it, is it just sort of dead because there's no signal?
It does. It has a true off mode as well, so I can just simply turn it off with the on off.
Okay. So there's an off, but there's also a suspend.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's a suspend or a sleep mode.
Okay. So when we do a demo, we'll take a look at how it sort of boots up. Although I guess there's not really an operating system. There's no real boot up,
and
right?
That's the other really cool thing about it. It's always on, always available. So as soon as I connect to the smartphone, I'm up and going.
Okay.
Which is also very unique in that when you get one of those emails late at night, you don't really feel like cracking open the notebook and spending a lot of time doing that, picking up, etc. I can simply open this device, respond what I call thoughtfully, because I don't respond thoughtfully by thumb typing. I just go yes, no, I'll call you back.
Yeah,
something like
absolutely.
That.
Yeah.
But I can actually do a paragraph or so response and send that off in a very, very efficient and time efficient manner.
Okay. So.